Shadow of the Erdtree expansion for Elden Ring is here, and that means it's time to face off against some of the toughest and craziest bosses you have ever seen in a video game. Luckily for you, we here at Direct Gaming have the perfect guide for you to take on Messmer. This is the boss that you've probably seen in a lot of promotion, and it's time to take this guy down. In this video, we're going to show you the following. First, the build used to take on the boss with some details on why certain items and talismans are used, a deep dive into how the boss fight works, what moves to look out for, and how to counter each one. Please keep in mind, as always, though, you can run whatever build you want in this fight. This is just simply what our own LittleBobby found to be the easiest on his run. And then finally, a full unedited run of the boss fight sped up a tad to show you how to apply all that you've learned from this video. All right, let's not waste any more time. Now, if you have seen our guides before, then most of the build that you're seeing in this particular guide right here is the same that we've been using across all of our boss guides for the most part. However, we do have a couple of changes. Things like frozen armament, which enhances the right hand armament with frost, and black flame protection, which increases physical damage negation. Otherwise, the builds are mostly the same like I just stated. However, go ahead and check out the videos in the top right corner or pinned comment in our playlist for more details on exactly how those are built. But overall, it shouldn't be too hard. As you can see on screen right here, Bobby is simply applying all these that you need to beforehand. As we've stated in most of our guide videos, before you enter any chamber of the boss, make sure to apply frozen armament, black flame protection, flame, grant me strength, and golden vow. These are going to help you be prepared for the boss fight before even stepping in. Once you've got those done, go ahead and enter the door and be prepared to summon and immediately dodge. The first attack Messmer usually uses is a staggered lunge into an AoE with about a second in between to test your timing. If Messmer gets distracted by your summon, look for the golden summon sign to bring the NPC Hornset into the fight if you happen to have met him before. Messmer has a number of very quick attacks and will also string together long combos that are staggered to mess with your timing. It may take you a few tries, but it's not that hard to get the timing down. He also uses fire for roughly 50% of his attack, which is why we brought Flame Drake Talisman. One of his most dangerous attacks, however, though, is several melees in a row followed by a lunge at the ground and then an AoE where he drives copies of his spears up from the ground in a circle around him. This requires extremely good timing to avoid, so it's likely this might take you a few tries to get down. One thing to note is that Messmer will also throw his spear from time to time, so don't simply think he's just a melee guy. He's also capable of switching aggro mid-attack, so always be ready to dodge or block if you're using a shield. At the 50% mark, he will enter phase 2 of the fight, where he will turn himself into a giant snake for some attacks. The first thing he will do after becoming a snake will lunge straight at you, followed by a staggered AoE that can hit a decent sized area around him. Make sure you stagger your dodges so that there's a little time in between. Once he does the AoE, he will revert back to his human form and be vulnerable for a quick counterattack from yourself. Personally, I stunned him here after this happened, so he took a ton of damage from this point. Following some more damage, Messmer will use that 3 snake attack. This attack right here is definitely an end runner. He will explode with an AoE followed by 3 giant snake attacks one after another. After this, he will do the ground lunge into spears, raising from a ground attack like he did earlier. Timing here is crucial, and if you're caught off guard or your stance is broken, then you will be sent back to the site of grace. Overall, the biggest thing when it comes to this particular boss fight is mastering your timing and being on the lookout for these attacks that we mentioned beforehand. If you happen to have them as well, you can go ahead and use boiled prawns during the fight if your physical damage resistant incantation wears off. If you happen to go with a build very similar to ours, once you've dodged the big hits, go in for some big damage and go for the kill. Hornset and my Mimic both survive a majority of these attacks, so I believe you should be able to get through this pretty easily and get the dub. If you happen to have any suggestions on your builds on how to change things up, let us know down in the comments below as always. Now, here's a full run of the boss fight sped up a tad to show you how to take Messmer down. If you enjoy the guides and the like on the video shows us that you enjoy this type of content, and don't forget to check out our other Elden Ring guides in the top right corner and pinned comments. If you also happen to enjoy live discussions or other game topics, make sure to check out the other content on our channel, as long as our live streams if you want to come by and chat with us. With that being said, I've been Tallen with Direct Gaming. I want to thank you so much for watching the video, and of course, leave your comments down below on how we might be able to improve our guides going forward. Shout out as always to our programmer LittleBobby, who you can also follow over on Twitter at LittleBobbyTV. We hope you have a great day and week, and we can't wait to see you all in the next one. Johnny.
My beloved people, in vengeance for the flames, my blade